Welcome everyone. This is our weekly stream, and today our topic is some tricks in Rapise reporting module. So we are going to show how to highlight or how to reflect some data in Rapise reports to look gracefully in both in Rapise, in exported formats and so on. So let me try to give you some tricks related to that topic. I'm switching to Rapise screen, create a new test. It's going to be just Rapise reporting demo desktop type, so it doesn't matter, and RWL. We will use RWL. So uh, let's just make a test that simply outputs single line to the report. We use tester object for this purpose. So it would be tester, a message, and message is our favorite. So I'm saving and playing it. Let's see what we get as a result. So it's trivial and straightforward. Hello world. Now we want to highlight some information. So, and for this purpose, we may use very limited XHTML basics to display something. Basically, we may use the following. We may use some tags such as B for bold, italic, and line break, and A for links. So basically that's all you may use, and usually this is more or less enough to achieve the goals of basic but visible and distinguishable formatting. So let me show you how it looks overall. So I'm hiding toolbox to it's not needed at this point. So I want the world to be bold. So I'm simply using B tag here, and let me play it. So now you see the world is displayed in bold font. Now I'm going to add a few more lines and demonstrate other features. And I'm adding one more line and saying with italic, and let's see what will happen. So italic is italic, except one thing that I want to be different. Italic is displayed on the same line, while I want it to be just like here on the other line. So I would simply add BR break, line break tag here. You see, I have BR as a closed tag because otherwise it's very sensitive, very sensitive. If I just remove this BR closing tag, it may not work at all. Let's see what will happen. You see, if the tags and if it's the tags are not valid or it's not valid XHTML, it's very sensitive, so it stops formatting at all. Luckily, even if it's not formatted, we may read what it tries to say, but it's not what we wanted to get. So it's important to always use BR with closing. Slash, so with slash sign. And if we make sure that if we use I or B tag, they are always paired. So I has corresponding closing I part. In this case, everything is fine. Now let's proceed. Let me add a link. It's always also a string. Let me start with line break. No. So this line break won't work. So because this line break assumes that there is opening line break. By the way, I don't know if it will work this way. Let's try. Mm, So the right syntax we usually use is this one. BR with the slash with forward slash in the end after the BR. Anyway, here we are going to use a link to a href oops, www.inflectra.com and closing a tag. Let's see if it displays anything and if it's a valid XHTML. Yeah. So we have a link to Inflectra, and we may click on it to see how it works. Yeah, it opens the URL. So it's useful to display things like application URL or some configuration URL if it's a part of your test and you need to access corresponding site from the report. So that's a way to add the link, the proper link. Well, now let's see what we may achieve. Where this formatting applies to. Actually, it properly applies to Spira. If I execute this test in Spira and then look at the report in Spira, it would be displayed the same way. I'm not going to do this. It's sort of short streams. I'm not doing the whole cycle every time. And unless you ask, if you ask, I'll do. And there is an additional option, export to HTML, and I can use full HTML export format. Here it is. It's in just HTML file, and if I open it in already formatted form, so the formatting I've just added is also here. So hello world and italic, and the link is here. No thanks. No thanks. Okay, so this was an Edge browser. Well, so these are very basic things, and they may be combined with other features of RWL to achieve more interesting results. Usually what you see right now is itself useful, especially together with functions. So when you format something, you may format an object using some function and have sort of full output in the report of some structures. And the good example of that is, for example, your sheet has some variables. Let me define variable. It may be anything. Let it be first var. I'm not going and second variable. Both are here. And what happens if I want to output it? So I may use this way, string and not string variable, and use its value first var, but it would be only the value and without the variable name. So this straightforward approach is not really useful. Yeah, so first var value is simply appended. It's on the same line, so I need to add some formatting and some text for it to look more gracefully. Also, the list of variables here may grow, and outputting them. So its usual task is that you need to output all variables before doing something and after doing something to see initial state and final state. And for this purpose, we have good knowledge base article. And let me try to find it. It should be something recent. Rapise report messages. Is it this one? It's custom columns. Now let me look here. It was about um, easy way to dump sheet variables. This one is KB570. Let me see if my toolbox displays it. 570. Yeah, it's here. So I could find it from here, and it's the same. So it's a way to display sheet variables in a form like this one, and it contains a sample package. As usual, I need to go to user.js that introduces a couple of functions, copy them, go to my user.js or my framework user.js and dump it, paste them here. Now let's try to use this function. Functions. If I reload, I should be able to see it. Yeah, it's here. RL info. RL info. Sheet vars. Let me see what will happen if I execute it this way. Because I used wrong method, I should use RL vars probably. Yeah, let me use RL vars, sheet vars. Let's play. So it printed both variables defined in this sheet. And if I have a global variable named glob_var and played the same way, the global variable is not printed by default, but I may explicitly append it. I may add the parameter with the name of this variable, then type of value is variable and the same glob_var. So it should add the line named glob_var and the value of it should be glob_var. Let's see. So it's a way to explicitly say which variables I want to output. So glob_var is TBD, so it's displayed this way. And this one RL_var simply dumps all local variables of this sheet. Another way is return to the function RL_info, if I remember it correctly. It's a way to dump selected variable. So in this case, it dumps all variables, and in this case, I may say which variables I want to display. For example, I want to display only second var. Not string, variable, second var. Okay. So let's see what we have in this case. So it only outputs the second var with name second var. You see, I use second var twice here as a variable value and as a name. Actually, this one should not be. Ideally it should be a variable name, but if I say it's second var value, it would simply be the text that is displayed in bold. And actual value is taken from whatever I point to here. So this is actually a second var value. That's why in general, we always use this way, second var and second var. So the same is here and here, just to avoid confusion. And under the hood, these functions RL and 4 and RL vars use the same method as I demonstrated earlier. They use the same formatting tags to output the values of sheet variables. So that's it. That was the topic for today's short stream. I hope you will find it useful and see you next Thursday. You're welcome to leave your comments. You're welcome to ask anything. You may participate in this live chat and ask your message, ask your questions. If I see it right now, if I saw the question right now, I would already answer it. So I will try to answer them online. So you're welcome to participate. I hope you will enjoy this stream, and we plan to keep maintaining them weekly, the same time every week. So thank you for attention. See you next time. Bye.